NASW Code of Ethics, Values, and Principles is the dignity and worth of a person. So I took a Bible class, like probably my freshman year, and we talked about the Imago Dei, which actually means the image of God. And so it specifically had me thinking about Genesis 1:27, that verse, where it says, so God created man so God created man in his own image. In the image of God he created him, male and female he created them. So we are all image bearers of God. We all were created in the light of God. We all reflect God. We all look like God. We all have qualities of God. So it's imperative that we treat each other with dignity. We treat each other as valuable. We see each other as valuable. Just like it's important to, as social workers, we need to see the inherent value that each person holds as a human being. As Christians, we need to see that too. We need to see each person as a little piece of God, each person as a son or daughter of God, as one of our brothers and sisters in Christ. Okay, so the third portion of that first part is my personal values. And so as an individual, I feel like my values pretty closely align with the values of a Christian worldview. I will say, like everything that I just spoke about, I agree with, and I align my values are similar or are the same. However, one thing I will say is that I feel like a very important value that I hold is trustworthiness, and that's really because of like things that I've gone through in my life. It says to share personal experiences or stories that have shaped these values, and so the value of trustworthiness, I've gone through a lot in my life, and that has kind of led me to being I'm not very trusting of other people. I'm not very quick to trust people, whereas other people might just be very open and willing to talk about things that go on in their life, or might be open and willing to just like be friends with anyone, when that's just not me. Like I can't do that just because I'm not a very trusting person. And so a value that I hold very close to me is trustworthiness, because I'm not going to, if someone comes into my life and I really have to take my time with them in order to be able to trust them. And so I feel like as a social workers, it's important to always remain trustworthy and to abide by, the ethics and the confidentiality and everything, because you need to build that rapport and build that connection with your client, especially like if you have individual clients. It's important to build that rapport and that connection with them. But as soon as like you break that, like it's so hard to get that back. And so that's why I think it's so important to not only like present yourself as trustworthy, but to also remain trustworthy throughout the relationship with that client. Another value that I hold very important to me is, I guess it would be the inherent worth and dignity of a person. And like I've talked about it like twice already, but when it comes to me, I feel like it's really important to see people as people, to see them as human beings, rather than just seeing, oh, that person, that homeless person over there. No, that's a person who does not have a house. Or that's a person, instead of saying that's a person that's a psychopath, like no, they just have might be in a state of psychosis, or they, I don't know, might have schizophrenia or something. Like you can't just say they're schizophrenic. So that's something that's really big for me, is just seeing people as individuals, because people are so quick to judge and people are so quick to put labels on people, when in reality we're all just as messed up. We're all just humans just trying to get through life. And sometimes I feel like social workers can be not super understanding. And so that's been my thing, is that I'm trying to be, when I become a social worker, I want to be a very understanding and open-minded social worker, so that people will trust me, like I was talking about earlier, but also so that people feel comfortable with me, and so that they understand that I see them for who they are, not what their situation is, not what their condition is. So now I'm going to be doing my comparative analysis portion of the assignment, and I feel like I've already kind of talked about how all three of the values that the sets of values that I discussed kind of intertwine and connect or can align with each other. Like I said, my personal values align with the Christian values, and then also with some of the social work values as well. And the Christian values, like, they all kind of connect with each other. So now I'm going to be talking about how they can conflict with one another. So to begin, I feel like, well, not to begin, but I think that this is the only thing I'm going to be talking about, is that how the Christian worldview can conflict with the NASW Code of Ethics. I think a lot of Christians are very quick to want to shove things into people's faces, shove things down their throat, whatever the terminology would be, to try to get them to believe and to, well, maybe you just need to pray about it. Do you believe in God? Like, very quick to, because I mean, as a social worker, we have to do biopsychosocial assessments all the time, and there is that spiritual aspect, depending on your agency, that you have to incorporate, or that you should incorporate. But it's like, that's not supposed to be an opportunity for you to evangelize. That's just supposed to be an opportunity for you to see where they're at in their spiritual, if they even are spiritual at all. So I feel like that it's kind of, it can be an ethical dilemma, because as Christians, we are called to evangelize to people, and some people think that means evangelizing at your workplace to clients, when that's not really what we should be doing, like, directly.